I'm Peter Block here in Washington, D.C. at this year's TCT. With me is Giora Weisz from Jerusalem and Columbia, sort of a funny mixture. Giora also takes care of the live cases here at TCT, which is a big job. So, Giora, you were the head of the COLOR trial. So tell me what the COLOR trial is quickly, and then we'll discuss what it means.
The COLOR trial was a large registry enrolling 99 patients that with an intracoronary imaging to identify lipid core plaque with the near-infrared spectroscopy technique.
So in the old days, we used to say lipid-rich plaque is not a good thing to intervene on because you can send stuff downstream or it produces more restenosis. It's sort of a bad place to go. So this essentially asks that question again, is that correct?
Exactly, that's one of the questions of this big study, because we had out of those close to 2,000 patients, we had 1,168 patients that had the NIRS imaging, the near-infrared spectroscopy imaging, just before they had these lesions actually stented and treated. And what we found that the event rate was relatively small, and what we found that whether you stent a lipid-rich plaque or you stent an area that is not lipid-rich, there's no difference in the event rate. So it's safe.
Okay, so let me interrupt. What's the follow-up time here, Giora?
We had 2 years of follow-up.
So this is a relatively long time. You went back and looked again?
We looked again only in patients that actually came back to the lab. We did not call the patients in, so we had no routine and geographic follow-up or routine imaging, but we were very meticulous of following those patients clinically.
Okay, so here we go. So tell me what you found.
So what we found is, again, that the event rate was relatively low. The event rate of those culprit lesion-related events was not associated with the content of the lipid. So if we looked at small amount of lipid content, that like LRP levels were small, were intermediate, were high, we could not find any threshold. So the LRP or the lipid content of the vessel wall was not a predictor of a further event.
Perfect.
Not a short term, we looked at for 30 days, and we looked at a long follow-up of 2 years, and we found zero effect.
So let me see if I get this right, Giora. It seems to me that regardless of how lipid-rich these plaques are, we don't need to worry so much about them. We can go ahead and stent them if necessary. And the downstream effects are really not important.
Right, so it's safe to do it, and we looked, also multivariate analysis of predictors of events. So lesion length is always a predictor. And what's interesting that they use a second-generation drug-eluting stents is actually protected from further events. So we are doing a better job now in interventional cardiology by stenting patients. It's a better technique, better technologies, and it's safer.
So there it is for all the interventionalists out there. Lipid plaque are your friend, and you don't have to worry about them any longer. Thank you, Giora.